Hi there, just on today to do some fitness Pilates for half an hour. All you need, guys, is a drink of water, a little bit of space, create space around you. And I'm Gail Harkness and I work for 3D Leisure at home. So normally work for Power Club, but working from home at the moment. So we're all here to work out together, hopefully. So this will be just concentrating mainly on your core, strengthening the abdominal muscles, strengthening the back muscles. We lengthen out the muscles so we get a really good stretch. So if you've been working hard and doing all the other classes, it is always good to have a little half an hour of just strengthening and lengthening the muscles. So work within your means. If you need to make something easier, don't strain. If something doesn't feel right, just listen to your body. And we're just going to start standing up and then we'll do some floor exercises. If you're on and you want to put in any comments, I'll get back to you at the end. But this is Happy Friday. Let's get to it. So here we go. So nice and tall, think about your posture. Feet grounded, toes spread apart, hip width apart, and then sink the shoulders down. Lengthen the head, roll the hips forward, get that big long spine. And then as we breathe in through the nose, we want to lift the arm up, lengthen right up to the ceiling, get the stretch, tummy in tight. And as you breathe out through the mouth, you want to take the arm down. So we breathe in through the nose, big long spine, and breathe out and come down. Take the two arms up, float the arms up to the ceiling, in line with the ears, lift, and breathe out and come down, and take the same arms up as you sit back. So we're breathing in, lifting, stretching, head in line with the spine, and we're breathing out and coming up, and breathing in, and breathing out. Just going to have the feet a little bit wider, and again we're just going to breathe in, lengthen, nice stretch, and again breathing in and breathing out as you come back. Take the arm above the head, take a breath in and breathe out and come over and back down. Take a breath in, lift the arm up, extend, and out breath across. And then we're going to lift the knee on in breath and breathe out and kick out and back. If you don't want to kick out, you can tap down and up. So it's breathing out and in, or out and in. So out and in. So control the breathing, keep your hips level, keep the spine long, and the crown of the head up to ceiling. So we're getting the long neck and spine. The higher the knee, the more this will work into the hip flexor. And take that leg down and change legs. So take a breath in, take the knee up, and out breath, kick out, in breath down, or down and up. So pick one you're comfortable with and extend. Breathing in, breathing out, in and out. And two more, and one, and rest. Just going to open up, just taking the knee out to the side from the front, lift up to the front on in breath, breathe out, back. Keep your hips facing front as you drag that knee back. So we always want to try and open up this hip joint. Changing sides. Breathing in and out, in and out, and in and out. And then you're going to sit back. Again, take a deep breath in, feet up and apart. Breathe out, lengthen, and back up. So I'm just going to take my arms out to the front and one toe back. And then take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out through the mouth, lift the leg, bring it down, and chest down, leg back, extend. If it's too difficult, you can have your hands back, and come back up, toe to floor. Take the arms up, take a deep breath in, breathe out. Nice and slow, you might want to just lift a tiny bit. You might want to come up, lower with the chest, higher with the leg. Control the leg coming down slow as you come up. And again, arms up. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Control. Don't hold the breath. Breathe naturally. And then nice and slowly come back. And we'll go one more time, guys, on this side. Really concentrate on working in through the core. So deep breath in and out breath. And back. Changing sides. So then back with a toe. So think about drawing in tight. You might be off balance. Think of picking a little spot that you might want to look at, so that'll help keep your balance right. So we're lifting the arms, deep breath in, and as you breathe out, start to lift that leg and drop down. If you're staying, don't hold the breath, and then slowly, nice and slow, come back. And in breath, lift the arms, and out breath, slowly dropping down. Extend to have full extension of the spine if you're lengthening through the fingers. Still breathing naturally at this point. And slowly bringing it back. One more, and take a deep breath in. And breathe out. Lengthen. Hold, belly button up tight. Breathe. Slowly bring arms down and the leg back down. Well done. If you're jumping around and that, don't worry. Just keep working on it, work on your balance. And we're now going to just take it back into a roll down for a little bit of mobility into the back. So sort of rolling down, opening up the spine, and then stacking back up the vertebrae as we come back up. So feet hip width apart and arms down, head up. And then as we take a deep breath in through the nose, breathe out, drop your chin. Drop the body, push the bottom back. Just allow that curl to take place on the spine. Let the head get heavy, reach to where you can. If you can't reach the floor, don't worry. If you can go right down lower, take it down. Take a deep breath in through the nose. As you breathe out, really draw up the belly button, start to arch up, start to roll up, and nice and slowly coming back up, and the head comes up last. Roll the shoulders, squeeze into center as you roll back. Get this big circular movement in. So you're really opening up, rolling out the shoulders, a little stretch to the back, and take a deep breath in, and out breath, drop your chin, start to roll down again. And when we roll down this time, we're going to walk it out, so walk the hands out until you come down into your plank. And the hands are spread fingers, and the tummy is drawing up, and we're in our plank. So we do not want this bottom up. You want to kind of sink down, lift the tummy, and if this is too difficult, you always bring it down to knees. And if you do need a rest at any given time before I give you a rest, you just want to be sinking back into the heels, sitting back, and arms either out to the front or to the back, head resting on the floor. So come up onto fours, give a little catch stretch. So on out breath, we want to arch that back, lifting belly button up and just curling the head down, and the bottom is just tucking under. Take a deep breath in and breathe out, and nice and slowly lift. Start to arch nice and slow. Think about opening up the back, pushing up through the arms, head under. Breathing in, allowing the belly button to drop down towards the floor. Lift and scoop the bottom up and the head. And out breath, start to really roll up. Think about the vertebrae all opening up one by one. Such a good stretch for the spine. And dropping down, stretching out the abdominals as we lift the head and the bottom. And we're coming back to centre. So I'm going to tuck down the toes. Tuck down the toes, and then we're going to give a little stretch. So we're going to set back on to the heels if you can. And this is such a good stretch. Stretches down the back of the Achilles and gives us a little stretch. And then we're going to come back onto fours and then walk back into your plank. Stand back, tummy nice and tight, guys. If you can, we want to be lifting one leg on in breath. So we're lifting the leg as high as you want to go. So in breath you lift up, and out breath we come down. In breath we lift up, out breath down, and repeat. So in breath, and if this is too difficult, you just lift from the knee and back down, and lift and back. Have a little set back and really let the body, let the chest come down onto the thighs, and we just want to rest. Come back up, and this time we're going to draw the knee to the outside of the elbow on out breath. So the in breath, the leg comes up, take your plank, and again this can be done with one knee on the floor. So we're lifting in breath, lift that leg up, and out breath we bring the knee to the side. In breath and out. In breath and out, and in, and breathe out, and bring the knees down. Have a little rest, take it on to the other side. So we walk back into the plank, steady this tummy up, get your balance, and then in breath and out breath. In and out. In nice and high, get the lengthening, and out breath, sink forward. One more. And out breath, bring that down. Catch stretch, take a deep breath in, breathe out. Get that back to stretch. And in breath. Ah, so nice. and out breath. And in, and just coming up onto the knees. So, work within your means. If something feels too difficult, just make it easier. So we're just going to take one leg out. Nice pointy toe in line with the hip. So don't have the leg forward, have it back in line. Arms out, take a deep breath in, breathe out, and bring the hand down. Breathe in, stretch across. Breathe out, bring it up and back. So take a deep breath in, breathe out, stretch. Breathe in, stretch over the head, back up, and stay here. Breathe naturally. So really lengthen the fingers. So I'm going to take this into a side plank. If it's too difficult to take it into side plank on the arm, just come down onto the elbow. So I'm just going to take it down. And then I'm having my hand flat and I'm going to walk this hand back. If this is too difficult, you can even just bring the knee down. If you have wrist issues, then you can just come down onto the elbow. It's easier if you're on the elbow for balance than what it is. I have one foot in front of the other one with my feet. So, and then I'm going to just keep this position, but this arm I'm bringing down onto the floor. So my body is facing forward, but my legs are still in the same position. I'm holding up this belly button really tight. And then we're going to drop down with a hip and push up. So if you are finding this too hard, you can bring this knee down and still drop down and up. But really push up and down. So this will really work into the legs. So breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, in through the nose, squeeze. This is so good. Working hard. Woo. And bring the leg down and bring it back up onto the knees. So that will warm you up. Okay, so we're going to just take the other leg out. Nice pointy toe. And arms up. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Lift up to ceiling. Breathe in, really stretch. Breathe out and come back up. So take a deep breath in. Breathe out, halfway up to ceiling. Breathe in, really feel the stretch, guys. Back up. And hold. So if you did the last one and it was too difficult, then have that knee on the floor. So I'm going to just take my arm down, flat hand, stand back, one foot in front of the other one. Make sure that the legs are in line with your hip and your shoulder, everything in line. Lifting. So we're stretching here, getting a nice side plank, and then my legs are staying exactly the same, but bring my hand over and steady so my two hands are facing the same way, and I'm holding my belly button in really tight, and then I'm dropping the hip down. In breath, out breath, up, in breath and out, in and out. So really, really you should feel it straight away into the waist. Breathing in, breathing out. In, out. Draw that stomach in tight. So navel to spine. Drop and push. Breathe in and out. In and out. And bring it back down onto the knees and come back up. So hopefully you felt that in the waist. It really, really does work hard into the obliques. So always have like the knee down. If anything feels too much, then just have rest, come back in, make it a bit easier. So we're going to stretch. If you can't grab your toe, then it's always useful to have a little sort of dressing gown strap or anything, a belt to hook over the toe. But if not, you can just try and reach. Other than that, I should have said at the beginning. So we're going to come down onto fours. Going to lift one leg out, long legs, long toes, tummy in, and then we're just going to flex, bend the toe down towards the floor and point, flex and point. Take this back to your bottom, so back and out. Now you might want to lift the opposite arm if you want to make this harder for balance. You might want to keep the hand on the floor. Just keep the knee up in line with the bottom. Keep the head looking down, so it's like an extension of your spine. And then we're going to just wiggle this leg out, give it a little shake. And then I want you to try and reach back. So reaching back to grab around the ankle. And then once we've grabbed around the ankle, I'm going to lift, push the foot away from the hand and lift my chest, lengthening the arm. So I'm getting a really, really good stretch in here. And if you're wobbling around, drawing that tummy tight. And then relax that off, bring it back down, change in onto the other side. Just going to lift that leg in line with the bottom, draw the tummy up, and then we're going to toes down, so we're going to flex and point the toes. Think about drawing that belly button up towards the ceiling. So you're constantly working through this core. Don't allow the belly button to drop down. Go at your own pace with your flex and point. And then we're going to curl back and extend. I breathe out as I curl in and breathe in. Breathe out and in. Breathe out and in. And then we're going to wiggle this leg, give it a little shake, try and come up here. So we're coming up, grabbing the ankle, and then we are stretching. So if you lose your balance, come back in, try and steady it, and try and push the foot away from the hand. Get a nice long stretch. And then let that foot go and roll onto your bottom. So we're going to just do a little bit for the core. So we're just going to roll down to halfway first, and I'm going to have my legs bent. The arms are out. We take a deep breath in, keep the space of an apple underneath the chin, and we breathe out and we arch the spine. Arch, hips up, so we kind of do a little half a roll down. In breath, lengthen up, get that stretch, head to ceiling. Breathing out, breathing in. Breathe in out and increase that. Go all the way down to floor if you wish. So you roll all the way down. You can extend above the head. In breath, rolling and peeling yourself off that mat. Out breath, each vertebrae coming down one by one. Or you can stay halfway, making that harder. Extend the legs out in front. Roll. Get this roll in. And in breath, up, stretch, and out breath. In. Next time we're down, we'll stay down. Okay, get the legs bent. So we're just going to do a little feet wider than hip width apart, and we just want to be doing a little twist. So we're twisting up and out breath and back down. Breathe out and in, and you can increase this crunch by bringing the knee in, lifting the foot off the floor. Breathe out and in, out and in. If you want to make this harder, then you can just lift the legs up and extend one, either a high leg. Think of pushing though this chest over. So you really get the waist, the lower the leg, the harder, the more you twist across. So breathe out and in, out and in, out and back. And speed this up if you want to make this an in breath and an out, whichever. And as I said, you can do a nice high leg, or you can do a really draw down this belly button, really squeeze it, squeeze, squeeze. Really work it. And draw the knees in, have a little hug. So we're going to take two legs up into the air. The legs should be directly above your hips. If you do have to have a slight bend, if your hamstrings are tight, you might want to have your hands under the back, protecting the back, but try and have no space underneath this back on the floor. I'm taking my hands to temples, I'm lifting my head, and I'm taking one leg down and up. So I'm doing an in breath on the down, out breath on the up, and I'm going to change that to two legs. You can do one at a time or two. So I want to be on my out breath as I come up. I want to add in a little crunch. So in breath and out, in and out, in, and you can add in the arms if you want to increase the intensity. So we breathe out and reach, breathe in and down, breathe out and in. If it's too difficult, one leg at a time, or you could just do a little tap down and up. Keep this going, team. Nice and tight abs. In breath, out, in, and then I'm going to stay up, and I'm going to just pulse. So I'm going to add a little twist and trying to tap round, tap to the side of the feet. You can flex the feet if you want. Breathe out and in, tap it, tap, tap, reach. And draw in, and let's give a little stretch to the legs. So center the legs. So we're just drawing back one and then the other. In breath, out, in, and one might want to do a double. In breath, out breath, in breath, out, or singles, out, breath, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Really try to get this hamstring to lengthen. Draw back, draw back, squeeze and hug. And we're just going to do our double knees, arms out to the side, and drop the knees down. They can be grounded or they can be up. So we're aiming to drop the knees down to one side, look away from your knees, both shoulders staying on the flat on the floor, and use that hand to gently draw the knees over. If you want to make this a bigger stretch, you might want to grab this foot, take the leg out straight and bring the leg down to the floor. And an additional stretch would be to come up and grab your other foot, and you have a double stretch. But you don't need to do that, you can just stick with the two legs to one side and then let go, come back, arms out, drop the knees the other way. So really look away from your knees. Use the hand if you want to draw the knee down towards the floor. This gives you an outer thigh and a stretch right up the spine. And then if you want to make that the foot one, take your foot, I'm going to space here with my wall, and you might want to lift and grab, and this really does increase the stretch right up the outside of the buttock cheek into right up the leg. You might just want to do one and then let go, come back and grab your knees, come up, roll over here, roll over, and just kind of walk the feet as if you're pushing down the heels one by one. And then we're going to just push down both the heels. Now you want to push down the chest, so you might have to have your legs bent, which is still fine. You might want to push the heels down, but you want this not a rounded back, so we want like a flat back, tummy up, look up to the belly button, and then walk your hands back towards your feet, hang, take a deep breath in and roll up like you did at the beginning, breathing out, pulling in the tummy muscles extra tight, and roll the shoulders. So I'm a couple of minutes over, just realised there. And then we want to stretch the waist, so take that hand up, grab your wrist, take a deep breath in, reach up to the ceiling. As you breathe out, lift up and over. And then change sides. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. And back. I'm going to take the feet closer together. Do the same. Take a deep breath in, push the hip out as you push over. Now I'm going to take my inside foot and I'm going to cross it over to give a bigger stretch, pushing my hip out. If you lose your balance, just stick your feet together. Come back up and wrist, push out the hip, and then my inside foot is crossing over and I'm pushing out like a little banana stretch. Really lengthen the waist and come back up. And thank you very much if you joined me today. Sorry if I took you over your time. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Great, as I said, to really work on your core. Core helps with anything, even everyday activities, things like sitting down in a chair, getting back up again. We all want strong core. So thanks if you joined me. Have a drink of water now. Go on to have a fabulous Friday. It's the weekend, and just really make the most of the weather. If it's snowy, anything, be careful. Most important, stay well and just stay healthy. Thank you very much, and take care, and I'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye.